Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. What is that for today's video? So it's Thursday, and Thursdays I try to do Thursday Thirsty Thoughts, come up with a topic, talk about it. Hopefully people find it engaging. Comment section below, right? Or people give me topics, which is the case today. So this is the third video in a series. It seems popular, so I have an idea for a fourth one, but I might leave it for a bit. I don't know. But as you can see from the title, this is another one of these Mount Rushmore topics, but this is just American beers, period. So, just really quickly, if you didn't watch their videos or you forgot, I'm keeping this only American beer. This was a hard one because there's some international beer that I really like that if I was opening up to international would be on this list. So again, there's a potential, I think, for future videos about this topic, or using this lens for a topic creation. But so this is just best beers in the United States, not best, Mount Rushmore beers. So I am factoring in things like legacy, influence, that kind of stuff with this. And it makes it really hard. This was a really hard one. I went back and forth. Should I do individual styles that I like a few of them, like do just like barrel-aged stouts, hoppy beers, traditional styles, whatever. And Billy did comment, and it's Billy's idea, so thanks again, Billy. I really appreciate it. He's like, do it the hard way where you have to pick for all topics or all styles. And man, this was really hard. I was actually just on the computer before I came down. I just did a review that got posted yesterday of this beer, which is delicious. If you didn't watch that video, really nice beer out of Pennsylvania. And just looked up some dates and stuff even for that influence piece. And I had a really hard time with it. Excuse me. It was going to be very heavy hoppy beer, and I challenged myself not to do that. And let's start with one of the non-hoppy beers. And it's probably not going to be a surprise to anyone. And if you ask my wife what's Kyle's favorite beer, Bourbon County. Yeah, Goose Island's Bourbon County. Are there better barrel-aged stouts at this point? Yeah, fair enough. But again, I'm trying to consider legacy as part of it. And I'll be a hair more specific. And I've talked about this before in other videos, especially after I did a big, not the same day, but in relatively quick succession, a bunch of different vintages of Bourbon County. The non-infected 2015, specifically that year, the non-infected ones, best that I've had. So it'd be that one would be one of the 4 spots. I'll do 2 very quick, easy, not really too much debated ones for me. Heady Topper, talk about influence, the whole New England IPA thing. I think you can credit to Heady Topper, and that beer still is amazing. And we keep getting little drops of them, and I gotta go and grab it quick because they go quickly. That and Focal Banger, and yeah, interesting conversation. Is Focal Banger better or not? There's times where I thought it is. There's times where I thought it wasn't better than Heady. But in terms of influence and stuff, factoring that part in, not just taste, you got to give it to Heady Topper, in my opinion. But anyway, every time I open that and I get that first whiff, I don't do it on camera because I don't swear on camera, but I always have the same reaction, and it's a very positive one that involves a swear word. That beer just always hits for me. That one's much easier for me to get because of proximity than the next one, which was very easy. Pliny, however you pronounce it, the Elder. I'm notoriously bad at pronouncing things, and luckily I don't have to teach about the guy because I teach U.S. history. But that beer, in terms of like the double IPA West Coast influence, unmatched. Definitely talk about influential, talk about a beer that still delivers. And same thing with Heady, and the Bourbon County. Recipes that have been tweaked over the years, certainly. And core, fair enough, but just so good. What I want to mention that didn't make the list that I was really trying to justify it, and that's one of the things I was looking up dates and stuff. It wouldn't. I don't think it would have affected this one. I think it would have affected Heady Topper because it was in my head because Keith from 93 Lumber, spelled out, was nice enough to, you always have to say it spelled out, was nice enough to get me the 20th anniversary. And I'm like, yeah, that's the first like New England, hazy, moving away from just West Coast, what is a West Coast IPA, into something new. And I'm like, did Flower Power from Ithaca beat that? I didn't look up specific day of the year, or maybe that stuff's not even available. Flower Power from Ithaca is also celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. I don't know if they've done anything for that. I certainly haven't seen anything around me that they've done to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Flower Power. But I was really close. But that one still is pretty close to West Coast. And that one's probably of Pliny the Elder, and Hetty Topper gone through the most recipe tweaks, overhauls, whatever word you want to use. So that one was close, but I couldn't justify it. Still love that beer. It was one of the beers we picked to have at our wedding. Like, I love Flower Power. I've loved it. It was the first hoppy beer I ever liked. And I've been enjoying that for, at this point, over 15 years. So I still like that beer. So that was one I really wanted to do, but I'm like, nope, you can't add that as your fourth. Hetty kind of takes that spot. The first arguable steps away from West Coast IPAs into something different. Fair enough. So this is, I don't want to say this is one I'm most proud of, but this one I really challenged myself. And again, lacking international, you might see where I'm going with this, beers, and only sticking to American breweries and American beers, and also keeping it New York. You're probably really honing in on what I'm about to say. Out of Cooperstown, New York, Omegang's Hennepin. Love that beer. I have... at my house, like for my house consumption, purchased more, probably 3 Philosophers over the years, just like I like to have that fresh and aged. But in terms of consumption, I've had more Hennepin for sure. Rare Voss was close, but I had to land on Hennepin. Their Wit I like a lot. My wife also really likes that beer, so like that one was close, but had to be true to myself. Hennepin. Here's where I'm making, I don't know, a little bit of a... I don't know how influential that beer's been. I think Omegang as a brewery was very influential, with an American brewery doing European style, I mean specifically Belgian for so many years only. That, I think, did influence other breweries. Like, we can be American breweries and do American brewery things, but also don't forget all that awesome European work that was done on beer. So probably more Omegang as a brewery, and I'm picking Hennepin because it's a personal favorite of mine from that brewery. So that one, maybe I'm playing a little loose with the rules that I created, but that was the fourth one. And again, this video was really challenging. A lot of beers I wanted to mention. Sam Adams Boston Lager came to mind, especially because Brad Allison had mentioned Bell's, like Oberon had come to mind. High Lie came to mind from Cigar City, but that was created after Hetty and Flower Power and stuff. Fun fact, I used to trade, or a couple times at least, I traded Flower Power for High Lie, which is hilarious. Now you can just get on the shelves here in New York. Trying to think some of the other ones. Parabla came to mind. The Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale came to mind. A lot of things came to mind. This was people, I would love to hear your list of 4. It is really tough. I would love to hear your list of 4 and for you to weigh in. How hard was it to come up with that list? So put it in the comment section below. That's the whole point of these videos, is to get those conversations going, interact with each other. I chime in, and I love it. All right. So what are your thoughts on my list? What's your list? How hard was it for you to come up with your list? Comment section below. Let's get those conversations going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.